Hello friends, welcome to the second session on AI. Today we'll discuss the concept of state space search that can be used to explore the search space in order to find a solution. To represent a problem as set of states, we use space search method. Now, before an AI problem can be solved, it must be represented as a state space. The state space is then searched to find a solution to the problem. A state space essentially consists of a set of nodes representing each state of the problem. So nodes are representing the problem, and the arcs between the nodes, the edges which are connecting those nodes, are representing the legal moves from one state to another. Then it has an initial state and a goal state. Each state space takes the form of a tree or a graph. In short, to solve any problem using AI, we need to represent that problem precisely, as it helps agents to analyze all the moves. Now, what is the definition? To solve any particular problem, we have to define state of problem with the help of 4 tuples. Your state space problem can be explained using 4 tuples, and those 4 tuples are enough to define the state of any basic AI problem. Here we'll be having a tuple which will be telling us what is the start state. We'll be having a tuple which will be telling us the goal state, and then also a set of tuples and a set of actions also, which are nothing but the transition functions. So when we talk about the states, there is always one start state and one or more goal states. If you look at the 4 tuples as shown on the slide, you can say S is a set of states where it consists of start state, goal state, and some intermediate states. Now, small s indicates the initial state or the start state. And capital A is the set of actions which will be performed on the states. G is a set of goal states. See, you can have more than one solution. So the states, here you have set of states, whereas you can always have only a single initial or a start state. All these together will define a new state. It is similar to finite automata if you can recollect what you studied as part of theory of computation. From start state, if we reach the goal state, that means we have found the solution. So if you don't remember, please go back and check DF phase and NA phase. You'll understand the concept of start state, final state, and the transition function. So I hope the definition is clear. Let us move to the next slide, which talks about the solution path. To solve any problem, there will be multiple paths of the solution, which may exist. Some of those paths will lead to dead state, and some can take us to the goal or the final state. Here, if you look at it, we begin with the initial state, and then some action is performed. So our initial state, when some action is performed, the state changes from the initial state either to A state or B state or the C state. So here the action is like mapping function, which helps the agent to move from one state to another state. The sequence of actions is taken by the agent to reach the goal state or the set of goal states. And this action which helps you to reach the goal state of the set of goal states is called a solution path. Here if you look, if we start initially and we reach state A, from state A we have 3 different paths to go, and only one of the path leads us to the goal state. If you don't take that path and if you take the another path, that means you reach a non-goal state, that is a dead state, and the solution is not found. And similarly, you can see here there are 2 goal states. So you can have more than one solution. Doesn't it look like a tree structure of data structures, what you already studied in your previous courses? Just try to map the data so it will be very easy to learn. Next, we'll take an example and discuss in detail state space search in the next lecture. Before that, let us know what is informed search and what is uninformed search. So when we solve any problem domain plays an important role. We may have knowledge of the problem domain or we may not have any knowledge at all. If we do not have any knowledge of the problem domain, then it is uninformed search. And if we have knowledge about problem domain, then it is an informed search. Uninformed search is like brute force method or a blind search. Here, to reach a goal state, one need to explore the whole state space search, as data is available only about start state and the goal state without any domain knowledge to guide us. So it is like without knowing anything, you try to search all possible solutions. But whereas in case of informed search, we are using information, and this information is called heuristic. Let us take a simple example. You are in a new city and you want to go to some place in that city. If you have some information about this new city, then that information will guide you to reach early at your destination. But the only limitation here is you may get optimal solution or you may not get optimal solution. But if you do not have any information about the new city, then you will end up exploring each street of the city to reach the destination. The complexity of search will increase exponentially, both in the form of the time as well as space. But the advantage is it will always give you optimal solution. Remember, informed search may not give you optimal solution, but uninformed search will always give the optimal solution because you are exploring all the possible solution paths. Now, search algorithms, in case of uninformed search, you can see it is DFS, that is depth first search, breadth first search, which we already studied at our data structure course, where we explore each level before moving to the next level. In case of DFS, we go deep to the last level. If the solution is not found, then go back again and select another path and move again to the deep down level. Similarly, in case of breadth first search, we search the one level at a time and then move to the second level. In case of informed search, we have the algorithms like A-star algorithm, heuristic breadth first search, and best first search. These all algorithms uses heuristic functions. And these functions estimate the cost from a node to the goal node. So heuristic searches incorporates the use of domain-specific knowledge in the process of choosing which node to visit next in the search process. And the search method that includes the use of domain knowledge in the form of heuristics are described as weak search methods. The knowledge used is weak in that it usually helps but does not always help to find a solution. That is why the informed search may or may not give optimal solution. So friends, I hope this is clear about uninformed and informed search. And right now, state space representation comes under uninformed search because we don't know what we are searching for. We only know the initial state and we know the goal state. And heuristics is very important because it is nothing but the information, a supplement or the guide what you have to reach your home state, the goal state. I hope the session was useful. You all can mail me or text me the queries if any. I'm sure you all are working on the assignments given in the first session. Fine. If you have any queries, let me know. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. So I hope you are comfortable with these types of lectures and expect a good cooperation in the future also. Thank you.